Hello, welcome to the devotions for Monday the 8th of August. The reading set for today is Micah chapter 2 and verses 1 to 13. But what I want to say first of all is that in our prayer handbook today, on the 8th of the month, is the day we pray for Kenya. And tomorrow, the 9th, Kenya has elections for president and governors and MPs and all sorts of leaders. So join with Kenyans, please, to pray for wise decisions and for peace in the counting and aftermath of the counting. In verse 1 of the reading for today, Micah chapter 2, it says, "Alas, for those who devise wickedness and evil deeds. When the morning comes, they will perform it because it is in their power." Strong words. There's then a description of the evil things that strong people do to the vulnerable. And then later on in verses 12 and 13, God says, "I will gather all of you. I will gather the survivors. I will set them together like sheep in a fold. Scattered, they're afraid. They're vulnerable. In the fold, they have a security. They're provided for. They'll be looked after. From persecution, oppression and despair, in that situation there is a voice of hope." As I was thinking of this, I was thinking how many people there are needing that voice of hope. In Myanmar, Northern Eastern Africa, Yemen, places where there are floods, places where there's devastating drought, where there's civil unrest, and of course where there's war. We can feel helpless in the face of such world need. But there is something we can do. We can pray. As we say in the Lord's Prayer, "Thy will be done." And although it feels as if we're not actually doing anything, praying is doing something. But we can start doing things nearer to home. We can give food to the food banks. We got a list recently of the items that are needed locally. We can learn what to do about Hackelsfield. I keep saying it wrong. Hassockfield, the detention centre for women who are seeking asylum. It's like a prison, where in other parts of the country they're not actually imprisoned. They're tagged or there's some way of tracking where they're living, but they're not imprisoned while they wait for their claims to be processed. Find out what can be done. We can listen to people locally. Listen to their woes, their fears. And all of us can again meet together, to be gathered together in the fold. When we're scattered, we're vulnerable. When we're together, we're provided for, we're looked after, and together in the fold we're encouraged, built up, able to reach out to people who need to be brought in. If you've stopped going to church through COVID, maybe now's the time to start thinking of coming again, of joining again, coming back into that fold to be encouraged and built up so that we can all reach out to those near to us. Thank you for listening.